Everyone. This is Dr. Murlidhar Dunna. In this video, I am going to provide you a comprehensive analysis on recruitment, its sources and objectives. First and foremost, I would like to tell you what is the meaning of recruitment. Recruitment is basically it is an activity to find people who like to join in an organization. In other words, we can call it as it is a process of inviting candidates for applying to job through various modes in which organization asks for. Simply, the recruitment means it is a process of calling candidates by way of notification in the newspapers, advertisements, publishing on websites, and contacting consultancies, etc. So, the candidates who are invited in the recruitment may not be selected because candidate have to go to the selection process for proving their talent. In other words, candidates who are identified as a right qualified person will be invited to the selection process, which involves different kinds of tests for knowing the knowledge, skills, attitude which are required for performing the job. This is basically what recruitment refers. So there is no doubt to say that human resource or manpower or employees are pillars and the key assets for any organization. Hence, the recruitment is the only way to raise manpower needed for any organization for that matter. Right. Now, let me go and let me focus on what are the main objectives of the recruitment. The recruitment first, the finding skilled employees. Most obviously, when recruiting new employees, you must aim to find those with particular skills and training. Determine how much education and experience for the appropriate for that position before starting the searching. Consider that what combinations of education and experience we needed, determine the specific skills and areas of the expertise which is needed for that particular job. It enables the company to advertise itself and attract talented people. That is the first one, finding skilled employees. Then second one is finding employees fit for our culture. So the second one, so the new recruit must fit into our company's culture. And some of the look for the employees you connect with on personal level. This certainly it should not be your only requirement, but it must play a role. Employees who engage well with others will develop our organization team spirit instead of detracting from that. It provides different opportunities to procure human resources. The third one is hiring particular demographics. And we have to determine whether we wish to hire employees from particular demographics such as women or minorities. And ask yourself if you prefer new college graduates or experienced professionals. If we'll fill the more than one person, consider how many new hires should be from particular demographics. We need to understand that and then advertise accordingly. Advertise in the different places and websites and publications where people from our chosen demographics they are likely to look for that. So it forecasts how many people will be required in the company. The other one is meeting salary requirements. When recruiting the people, we must also strive to find those who will accept your salary and benefits package. Seeking overly qualified employees may lead to wasted their efforts, as they may try to negotiate a higher salary than you can currently provide. So, the realistic search for excellent employees with less experience or education will pay off. These employees may also stay with the company longer, growing along with that. The other one is finding trustworthy employees. We must also aim to find employees with good character. Never sacrifice honesty for talent or experience. complete thorough background check on each of the candidates who are seriously considering for the job. And we need to talk with the past employees, and we need to take the reference of them, and to ensure that employees has been an honest hardworking team players in their past jobs. Then conducting a fair and legal search. Likewise, we must also ensure that our recruiting practices are completely legal and fair. Refrain from asking any questions forbidden by the law, such as questions about the candidate's religion or marital status, for, for example, those. And consult with business law attorney to make sure our practices are acceptable under the current law. These are the different objectives: finding skilled employees for the organization, and finding the employees who are fit for our company's culture, and we can also hire the particular demographics, meeting salary requirements of their jobs. Finding trustworthy employees, honesty, integrity is always essential for any job. Conducting fair and legal search. Then, let me focus on sources of recruitment. Basically, organizations are available by the two main sources of recruitment, which are internal sources and external sources. Right. So, the main here I am going to provide you some of the internal sources and some of the external sources. What are the internal sources? So, some applicants may not be satisfactory and others may not accept the job offers. But those people who are recruiting within the organization itself, they are called internal sources of recruitment. And those we are going to recruit from external sources, from outside outside our organization, they are called as external sources of recruitment. For example, internal sources: promotions, transfers, upgrading, demotion, retired employees, retrenched employees. Then coming back to the external sources, advertisements, campus recruitment, placement agencies, outsourcing or consultancies. You can also approach the employment exchanges or labor contractors. These are some of the examples of external sources of recruitment. Now, I would like to give you a explanation one by one. First and foremost, promotion and transfer in the internal source of recruitment. Many organizations choose fill vacancies through promotions or transfers from within whenever there is a possibility. Despite promotions from within have some drawbacks as well. The person's performance on the job may not be a predictor of performance on other. Different skills may be required on new job. For example, not every good worker makes good supervisor. In most supervisory jobs, an ability to accomplish the work through others requires skills in influencing and dealing with people that may not have been the factor in the non supervisory jobs. So, while taking promotions or transfers, we are going to take internal source of recruitment that will be the value adding to the particular person, and the morale will also be improved of that particular person. So, the first and foremost internal sources of recruitment is promotion and transfer. So, whenever there is a possibility, they can recruit from the internal sources by way of promotion and transfer. Then, job posting. See, in an organization can also use the policy of job posting as an internal recruitment source. In the job posting system, basically, the organization notifies its present employees about job openings through the use of bulletin boards, company publications, or personal letters. The main objective of the job posting is to communicate that the job opening exists first to the internal employees of the organization. That is the thing. The other one, contacts and referrals. Employee referrals are most trustworthy and help hire good quality skills in the system. Experts have claimed that employee referral schemes have helped them enhance the retention levels and mitigate recruitment cost. So basically, most of the organizations are preferring referrals and contracts from within the employees Employees may actively solicit application from their friends and associates. Before going outside recruiters, employees, many organizations ask present employees to encourage friends or relatives to apply for the job openings. See, however, some organizations are concerned about the problems that result from hiring friends or employees. For example, the practice of hiring friends and relatives may leads to the favoritism, cliques, etc. So, then the fourth one, recruiting former employees and applicants. Former employees and former applicants are also a good internal sources of recruitment. Both the cases is time saving advantage because something is already known about the potential employee. The next one is a former employees. Former employees are considered as an internal source in that sense they have ties to the company. So some retired employees may be willing to come back to work on part-time basis or may recommend someone who would be interested in working for the company. So another one is a former applicants and a previous walk-ins. The another potential source of applicants can be found in the organization files. Although not entirely an internal source, those who have previously applied for the jobs can be recontacted by mail, a quick and inexpensive way to fill unexpected openings. The applicants who have just walked in and applied may be considered also. These previous walk-ins normally are to be more suitable for filling unskilled and semi-skilled jobs. These are the internal sources of recruitment. Promotions, transfers, job postings, contacts and referrals, recruiting former employees, those who are already worked in our organization, and applicants, former employees, former applicants, and previous walk-ins. These are the different internal sources of recruitment. What are the main advantages? As I mentioned, it is a see organization saves money and makes selection and transfer of employees very easy. It saves morale and it increases the morale and it is also booster for the existing employees and it provides sense of loyalty towards a business which results in improved productivity and they are also aware of the working pattern, culture, conditions of the organization very well. If they go for outside employee, it is at very much time to take and they just in this organization it will take much time taking. So therefore it will take much less time for the rehires to get adapted to the working conditions. These are the advantages. What are the disadvantages? So internal recruitment normally causes reduction in the morale of the those employees who are not selected for the appraisal, and it also discourages capable persons from the outside and they are not taking the new blood from outside within the company. They cannot the same people who are working in the same organization, it may take monotony, fatigue, and that may also lead to the productivity as well. It can also lead to conflict of if one employee is selected for promotion while others are not considered. That is the conflict. Organizational conflict will also be arising from one employee with another employee. These are the reasons. Now let me focus on what are the external sources of recruitment. So, a broad variety of methods are available for external recruitment. An organization should be fully assess the kinds of positions it wants to fill and select recruiting methods that are likely to reduce the best results. Right now, I will go one by one. College recruiting, competitors, employment agencies, labor unions, executive search firms, competitions at campus, internal recruiting, media sources, unsolicited candidates, and prisons and jails. So I'm going a simple analysis on these points one by one. Right. College recruiting at college or university level. The recruitment of graduate students is a large scale operation for many organizations. Most colleges and universities maintain placement offices in which employees and applicants can meet. So this is the major determining for the employer's selection of colleges. Right. The next one is a competitors and other firms. Competitors and other firms in the industry or geographic area may be the most important source of recruits for positions in which recent experience is highly desired. So if just for example, if one company is in the similar nature of the company, thus they are taking from that company and they are going to taking from those competitors industry, and hiring them in this organization with better payments and better salary and better perks. So competitor firms are also playing major role in the external sources of recruitment. Then employment agencies, every state, in fact, in any country, like every state, in the in India or in any other country, its own state-sponsored employment agency. These agencies operate branch offices and found most information about the employee. Usually, employer these agencies do some preliminary screening for an organization and put the organization in touch with the applicants. Then, labor unions, the sources of certain types of workers in some industries, such as construction, unions have traditionally supplied workers to the employees. Then, executive search firms, it is a informally headhunting. We can call it as a executive search firms as headhunting. Is the process of recruiting individuals to fill senior executive positions in organization, especially like chief executive officer, chief operating officer, right, or any other managing director in for that matter. So executive search may be performed in organizations board of directors by an outside executive search firm hired by the organization. Then the other point I would like to important one, competitions at campus. So basically many companies like for example Philips, Godrej, HCL Technologies are conducting competitions for business management students to identify best talent and who exactly fits their organizations. Philips company recently launched a blueprint case study competition that asks students to identify growth areas for the company and propose business plan. Similarly, Godrej Industries had launched a competition called Loud, Live Out Your Dream event for business school students to make presentation about their dream projects and present a case for why the company should fund it. And HCL Technology also launched a contest that asks business schools for suggestions on running tomorrow's enterprise or driving change through management innovations. Like that, there are so many. And internet recruiting. So, using the internet for job hunting reduces the time spent unemployed by almost average of 25%. And media sources such as newspapers, magazines, televisions, radios, billboards are widely used for the recruiting externally. And unsolicited candidates, persons who voluntarily come for attending interview or apply for the jobs, or persons who are uninvited attending for interview, applying for the job, or unsolicited sources of employees. Then one more thing, that is the prisons and jails. It is also, though it is a surprising, besides punishing criminals for proven guilty, jail authorities were making reforms to bring change in the lives of prisoners who are having good conduct and character. In India, Tihar jail is a very well known prison in which most notorious criminals, and now bringing reforms in providing rehabilitation and providing employment for the criminals who are proved with good character and conduct. So these are the different external sources of recruitment. See, despite having so much wider aspect of external sources of recruitment, these are also having some advantages and disadvantages. First, let me focus on advantages of external sources of recruitment. It helps in availability of proper skilled labor, and new blood is coming into the organization. So new ideas, new innovation techniques, new employees, so hiring from the external sources. And there also join knowledgeable persons which reduce the training time required for new heads. Then what about the disadvantages? It can always lead to unhappy employees, as the existing employees may feel that they deserved an opportunity for a growth, and it can lack of cooperation between the new hires and the existing employees, and lengthy process where the employee needs to appear for many rounds. It takes much time to exist within the organization. So there is a cultural disparity will be there from one person to another person. So these are the some of the disadvantages of the external sources of recruitment, right? So it to conclude, there are internal sources and external sources. So we should always balance while taking sources of the recruitment, internal sources and external sources, while recruiting the people. So this is the again, from organization to organization it may differ, and the person to person it may differ, and the cultural aspects to another cultural aspect it may differ. So we should always maintain balance for external sources of recruitment and internal sources of recruitment, while recruiting for the right kind of person for the right job. This is what exactly about the recruitment sources and objectives. Thank you, one and all. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for your support and encouragement. Thank you once again.